course, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko there picking the points. Josiah clearly Kotoko Danlad there covering himself in glory, this time making some important saves. And today, finally, Kotoko have a point to add to their tally.
Mutala, it's a good point for them, and I believe it's one of the best ways to end that very, very sour losing streak, to have gone 4 games without a single point. We all knew that going to the Nana Fusu Jabo Park was going to be very, very difficult for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And the worst possible outcome for them, we were all thinking it would have been a huge or another loss being inflicted on them. But then you could see the kind of character they showed today, and I think it's a step up of what we've seen in recent times from Kotoko, even when they are playing home or away. At least with Danlad at the back, you could see some sort of maturity at the back, and he's arguably my man of the match. Looking at the performances he put up today, he is by far my man of the match. He's the reason why Bechem United are not walking away with 3 points. He's the reason. He was the one who stood in between Bechem United and victory, and he deserves it. This is a player who has been making the headlines for the wrong reasons in recent times, not because he's doing something wrong, but fans asking why he's not available to play for them. And there's also something that Kotoko has been missing for some time now: consistency from goalkeepers. It's not been there. He put up such a good world-class performance today, but then it's about keeping up with these performances. And Mutala, I believe that right back home to Kumasi would feel a good one, especially after going 4 games without even picking up a point. They would really take with this one with some pride.
I'm sure it will be a short ride back to the capital, that is Kumasi, for them. But the last 5 games that Asante Kotoko have played, you see it's on your screens. They've lost 4 and drawn just 1. That was the game that just went by. So Asante Kotoko finally, after 4 games, have a point on the ball there. And Asante Kotoko's last 5 away matches also has seen them won once, lost 3 and drawn just 1. Felix Romack, at least some relief for Coach Prosper Natiogo.
Of course, he'll be very, very happy. Aside the point that they picked, I think that the defensive performance was good. He won't be very impressed because Kotoko did not create any clear-cut opportunity in this game. But we shouldn't forget that the other positive Kotoko can take home is the fact that they've kept clean sheets, which has been hard for them in recent game. And to come to Bechem to pick a point, this is a venue they haven't won in the last 5 games prior to this particular one. So for them to go out there, defend very, very well, and pick up a point, it's still good. I'm sure for Kotoko, they still can think about getting into the top 4. If they want to win the league, it will still be hard, though anything can happen in football. After this particular game, we have 10 more matches to go, which is 30 points. There are 10 points adrift the league leaders, Nations FC. So you will say, oh, it's not lost, but I think that Dr. Prosper Natiogo wanted the point to start building something or stop that bad run that Kotoko have had. If you look at the stats that are on your screen, Mutala, it is not good. It is not good. You can't score 20 goals and concede 20. Concede 20, won 9, lost 9, and drawn 6, which for me is not the Porcupine Warriors that we used to know. And pay his own standard. He's been there before. This is his second coming. We saw what he did in his first coming.
It hasn't been easy for him.
It hasn't been easy because of a lot of issues. But if I were him, I think that the concentration should go more into getting the team to play better, doing or whatever it is, tactically and technically to get him his team performing and winning matches, especially at the Bavaria Sports Stadium. For a team like Kotoko, if for nothing at all, the Bavaria Sports Stadium should be a fortress for visiting teams. But people or teams come into the Bavaria Sports Stadium and then they feel their fear factor when they are playing Kotoko is no more there. Kotoko per these results, they keep on being the best away team in the Ghana Premier League. So they just need to make sure that bad home run, they need to find a solution to it as quickly as possible.
Of course, so Asante Kotoko there getting a draw against Bechem United. So let me run you through the results and the upcoming fixtures as well. So Nations FC yesterday had a 1-0 victory over Great Olympics, and just gone by, Asante Kotoko picking up a point against Bechem United. Accra Lions also had a 1-0 victory over Bofo Kwatano. Tomorrow we'll see the Phobians had to return to the Accra Sports Stadium after moving to some some venues in Ghana. They played at the Sugakope Wafa Park, then they moved to the Barbera Sports Stadium. This time they are back at the Accra Sports Stadium and they are taking on Baby Gold Stars. And Swatramano will also come up against Brekum Chelsea with Karela engaging Heart of Lions. Adriana would also take on Real Tamale United at the Nana Ajima Bedu Park. Then there's Samatex at Samra Boy against Mediama. That is a big game. Dreams FC's game against Legon Cities has been postponed because Dreams will be taking part in the CAF Confederation Cup, where they'll be playing that second leg qualifier against Stade Malien. They won by 2-1 in the first leg, and tomorrow we'll see them play that second leg. So back to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Bechem United. Josiah, for Bechem and Osewaya, I'm not sure they would also feel too disappointed knowing that it was against Asante Kotoko, but maybe they'll be looking at Kotoko with a different lens, that this was a team that wasn't in great shape. We could have won.
Yeah, they should feel disappointed because they had, a significant amount of possession in this game. They controlled affairs for larger part of this game. They created the best chances in this game, and they had the better form also coming into this game. So yes, it's Kotoko. They are a giant, but Mutala, they should be disappointed for not being able to pick up 3 points in this particular game. Bechem United are one of the most consistent teams when it comes to top 4 finishes in the last 3-4 seasons in the Ghana Premier League. Let's not forget that. They are very, very consistent. At some point, last season, they were pushing for the title going into the last game of the season. So maybe the only change for them now has been the fact that whoever replaced Kasim Mengo hasn't done the job they've been expecting him to do. But then there's still some high standards in the team. Let's not look at Bechem United and feel, there aren't any standards being set for them. There's a team that always finishes in the top 4 in every league season, even during their days under coach Kasim Mengo, who is currently with Nations FC. They play some exciting football. You can look at the fact that even in the absence of Afis Konkoni, who left after the season ended, August Lukra, who is the second joint top goal scorer in the league, and also Avagno, who wasn't even in the team with the team today. See, they still managed to play some exciting football against Kotoko. So for me, if they should think making a point from this game is a good result, I would agree with them. Per the standards we know Bechem United, how many big teams go to Bechem and are able to come out with 3 points or even a point? It's even difficult. It's a very, very difficult grounds for any team at all that visits them. So for me, Mutala, I believe if they are, aiming to finish in the top 4, then these are the results they should be getting. Because if Nations can go to Babaya and win against Kotoko, if Accra Lions can go to Babaya and win against Kotoko, if Kotoko can lose 4 games on the trot, then maybe you should be adding more woes to their misery than settling for a point in this one.
Alice, Felix, we've had some clarification behind the scenes. I mean, a lot of interpretation as to whether that was a genuine penalty awarded to Kumasi Asante to Bechem United and resigned it. But we needed to do a little research here, go back to the rules, and what did he say, lecturer?
First of all, the decision would solely lie in the hands of the referee.
Okay.
At the first instance, he thought it was a penalty, and it took him about 30 seconds to even point his to the Kotoko player that the ball came off the hand of Nuruddin.
Okay.
Pointed to the spot, but then the linesman assisted him in telling him that wasn't a penalty.
Was he wrong to consult the linesman?
Not at all. I think that for referees, that is why we have assistant referee.
Okay.
So the word assistance means somebody who is there to assist you.
Okay.
So and mostly in decision making, the assistant referee wants to assist the referee in making a better decision. So it wasn't wrong at all for the referee to consult. And sometimes for a referee, you are the center of the game. You are the center referee. So the final decision lies with you. And he decided, you know what, I think I got it wrong. At this particular, I wish the producer can pause here. One of the reasons why the referee rescinded the decision was at this particular point, Nuruddin was going down, and then he had no choice than to use both hands as a support.
Okay.
And when the hand is in that position, you can't take it as a handball.
Okay.
And I'm sure that was and from this particular angle, we talk about proximity. I look at this particular screen or where this video has been paused. The linesman looks to be far away, but then again, for the benefit of doubt, I think that he might have a better view of the position of the hand as a support and the ball may be better than the referee, because this particular angle give us a better view. So at the discretion of the referee, I don't really want to go into that. I think that the referee first of all thought it was a penalty, consulted the linesman said no, and I'm sure the reason why he said no was because the arm was in a position supporting the body and there was nothing the defender could have done. But then again, somebody might also argue for the fact that this was goal bound and the hand was stretched to block the ball. But let me give the doubt to the referee. He made the final decision. And I think that even after that, Bechem had numerous opportunities to even score a goal, but they didn't. But for me, I think that Dr. Usman Imoro had a very good game in this one. Aside this particular incident, which for me, I think that it could have gone anyway. Because for the referee to say first it was a penalty, second it was, tells you that any referee who had even given it, I don't think you made a lot of noise about it.
Okay,
but
Josiah,
I'm sure Josiah
I think Josiah wants to comment on this. Meaning the opposite can. The one will be different, because we've had some top referees also explaining things.
The interpretation of the ball to handball.
It's not ball. There's not about ball to hand or hand to ball.
I'm talking about the ball hitting the hand, the ball coming off the hand.
No, it never came off any part of the body.
No, I'm just saying that the ball, the hands in a natural position, ball coming off the sleeve.
I'm throwing this to the producer, Olengi. On fire referee Alex Kotto mo oma ye juma na channel experience on for mumra one day now we explain the handball rule. It seems
not just the handball. There's different circumstances.
Because handball rule no when it comes to interpretation with regards to handball as interpretation even though it is a specific rule.
There are specific rules, because if you are reading the law 12 from the FIFA rules, right? We are reading the law 12, it says that a player causes a handball. There's a handball incident. Are you listening? There's a handball incident. If a player, following this clarification, it is a handball offense if a player touches the ball with their hand or arm when it has made their body unnaturally bigger. And I'll take you back to that screen. You see,
but at the same time, we talk about the hand being a support for Nuruddin.
It wasn't really a support because the way he throws his arm around. You get it. The way it wasn't like just going down. And you know, there's a part that says, listen carefully. A player is considered to have made their body unnaturally bigger when the position of their hand or arm is not a consequence of or justifiable by the player's body movement for the specific situation. Now listen again. By having their hand or arm in such a position, the player takes a risk. Now you listen. Takes a risk. It's a risk because you are going down there. You know, and whichever way you make yourself bigger, and you could see clearly that he was trying to, very smartly, trying to make himself bigger. It was a chance he was taking.
But no one goes down like a log.
There's a point that says that a player that falls to the ground needs to protect himself using the support of his hand.
So that is the support.
It's usually not a handball if the ball hits the supporting hand. So if you are falling on the ground and you are using your hand as a support, and clearly
no one falls without having the support.
That is what the rules are saying.
And the same rule states that if you make yourself unnaturally bigger, which in this case he was doing.
Okay, so in that instance, it comes down to the discretion of the referee, whether Nuruddin himself bigger or the hand was a support. And is that in the foreign in the Western world, because they have the option of using technology, the player either made himself bigger or was a support. This is the case where the referee is just a flash.
So for what you could see from what happened, maybe not by the audio, but the visual. The referee pointed to the spot, tapped his arm, telling the players that it was a penalty. But then again, the assistant referee assisted the referee. You know, he moved from his position. When it is penalty, the assistant referee needs to come closer to the 18-yard box. But when he got there was a communication. He needed to assist the referee and tell him that, you know what, the ball came off the hand when the hand was supporting the player doing that fall. And that was the reason why it wasn't given. But at the end of the day, in situations like this, it is to the discretion of the referee to say whether it is a penalty or not. The referee said so it was, later had to change his mind because he felt that the linesman has supported him in making a better decision with that.
Okay, so that was what happened there, and I'm sure we would have a lot of explanations. So the interpretation for some of these rules.
Most of decisions in the Premier League. Maybe you can get a catalogue of it, and when it comes, maybe time with Alex Kotto.
Time with Alex Kotto. Tuesday, Thursday, GPO headquarters. So we have to go back to the Nana Fosuji Abo Park. The game ended goalless between Bechem and Asante Kotoko, and have a listen to the two managers.
It's not only my effort, it's the boys too. They helped me a lot, so it's not only me, and I think the goals will come. That's all.
You are a fan favorite. They love you so much. What do you have to tell your fans?
I thank them always, and I really appreciate their efforts, and I make sure next time I'll give them what they want.
Better luck next time.
Thank you.
Emmanuel Arno was voted the most valuable player in this game. He actually gave a good account of himself, and if not for the brilliance of Ibrahim Danlad in that post, he could have given Bechem United the winner, but fortunately he ended goalless for Bechem. Kotoko will be the happier of the two sides. Felix, David Oklu, assistant coach of Asante Kotoko, say they are not happy even with the draw, because even in other games, Omulusi, they played better than today.
Anyway, maybe for a club like Kotoko, they are expected to win games, and he will be disappointed that they didn't pick up the maximum win. But if you do a critical analysis of this game,
okay, it is a game that to you, but we have retired referee Alex Kotto on the line for us. He is one of the most experienced referees we've had in this country, and he's the head of referees as well. Referee Alex Kotto, Pachotemeka.
And but I'm between Kapa.
Many I just say Uteminka. But Bechem Kotoko, me assure so shebi. Referee Osman. And the coach didn't at me assure so only pa or the penalty be ma Bechem United now. Or we are not consulting the linesman and or somebody no say any penalty. Why we signed the decision or factor from your own expertise, any baby out there now. Was this a penalty or it was the right call from the referee later?
Okay, so do you want me to take your English?
But okay, that's my
Hello.
Yeah, ref, but okay. What my tree now the bro for mami.
If I don't say.
Oh yeah, the tree mami never bro for the fra mami.
Okay, all right. You might say. So okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, so I watched the game, and I'm very, very delighted of listening to panelists and the way trying to interpret the laws of the game. Was quoting the laws, but was interpreting them wrongly in relation to the incident that happened or the incident. Well, it is also the just was hand used as a support, an access or what the hand outstretched. If the hand was outstretched, then you can say the hand has made the body unnaturally bigger.
Okay.
You know, so that is one side of the law, making your body unnaturally bigger. It means that your hand is outstretched from your body. Then it means that you made your body unnaturally bigger. Now, he also put the controversial to your body. But now, about said justifiable position of the hand. It go again into the laws of the game used it there. So now we are looking at was the hand justifiable to his, to the incident, and then was it justifiable?
Okay.
But what I said, consequential body movement. Now, if we are even using that law to analyze this we are saying that if the player is going on the ground, the hand is used as a support. So in that case, it is justified, and it is also consequential to his body movement, because the body movement, as I said, is going on the ground. So anybody who is going on the ground, the only thing you can use to support your body is the hand. You cannot use any other thing to support your body. So now you want to look at and at the time where was the hand? Was the hand on the ground, or was it coming off from the ground? You see, all these instances, the hand was justifiable. So if the ball hit the hand at that stage, you don't see it as a foul. The referee yes, on the split of the woman saw the hand hitting the. Sorry, he saw the ball hitting the hand, and so he picked the hand ball. The assistant is there, and we are emphasizing on teamwork. Okay. Refereeing is not only for the referee; it's for the entire referee team, including the fourth referee. You understand? It's a fourth referee now or draw the attention of the referee. Now, the referee has every right to listen to what the fourth is telling him and analyze it against what has happened on the field of play at that moment. So it's the incident that happened, and you pick the relevant law that will suit that incident, and then you make your decision. And so it was very good as assistant referee because what it had been done, it maybe the referee would have taken or would have made a decision that was not right. So in this case, we need to applaud for that it will in that day.
I think we're having a little challenge with the line there, but referee Alex Kotto explaining or interpreting the rules for us. So see Josiah, kind of rules, no, but I'm say Josiah interpreting the so I don't know if referee is back on the line. Okay, ref.
Yes.
Yes, you did it up to a point. Say it was justifiable for the referee to even consult the assistant referee in that manner.
Yes, perfect. And so what I was just reiterating, the is not for only the ref, it's for the entire refereeing team,
okay,
including the fourth referee. What I said, it's not on the field of play. Now, if it stands not in the good position, now if the fourth referee speaks better and is able to communicate very well to the referee has the right to check him. Okay. As long as the match or the game has not restarted. What am I saying?
Okay.
But for me, I think that the referee is excellent or good, and it was a good decision.
Okay, referee, that's it. Referee, let's go. But Felix remarks your person be sawa sembako.
Referee, I'm sure there were a lot of decisions in the league this season. Going forward, more attempts to help the referees technologically, improving the communication gadgets. Even are there plans to even try a semi-VAR and a VAR in some of the games going forward? Because we are getting to a point other countries are getting far away from us in terms of technological assistance to the referees. And who are penny or FAO in terms of referees? No, any updates in that aspect when it comes to technological assistance for our referees?
Okay, and so we have not that it is something by every member to so at the right come.
The line is breaking.
Because we have them that it's the times you
ref
working well.
Ref what make now online everything that you said we couldn't really hear. So if you can repeat that for us, wait me edge that baby kakana watch it very important if we are going to have technological assistance to for our referees going forward.
Okay, so yes,
I think the line has dropped there. But you asked a very, very important question. If you're going to have some form of assistance.
Okay, but
Yeah, be free rev back. Line education. Yeah, be free rev back. Then no what you do, Josiah. So referee has made it clear to us. I'll say nobody falls to the ground without having support. But I understand where you are coming from. You are saying that the support is relative.
No,
you can say I wanted to support myself.
Defenders are smart. Defenders are very, very smart, and it's when you watch defenders defend, sometimes you can see how they go about their business. Sometimes trying to do away, or even run away from certain fouls and certain calls and all that. Being just smart about how they go about things. And if you are Nuruddin, you'd have applied that same technique, to have tried to block the ball. But then also he spoke about the fact that you need to apply certain aspects of the law, to interpret. And that was why he selected, or he chose that part which states that the player was slided and had to support. But then there are other parts of the law too that, others would have wanted to take and applied it, with that same circumstance or scenario. So it depends. It's always relative. But then also, like we said earlier on, it's just the discretion of the referee. He has the final say. After being sure within a split second, he had to confer with a linesman.
Okay. So Josiah, let's go back onto the lines. Referee Alex Kotto is back. Ref, technology DNA and one year bisa officer you do in purpose. So most people ask, when are we going to have technology assisting our referees? Because they say refereeing in general and yet just for humans.
Yes. I agree with you. And so what we are doing is that if you realize we have bought a lot of communication gadgets that they are used. Sometimes they lose contacts here and there, but we are still much damaging to improve on that. With the VR, yes, we started the process. We have not let it go. We are still pressing. Even just last week, I sent an email to FIFA, and so we are trying to see how they can to bring the implementation of the VR. And so it is work in progress. I believe that at the right time, it will come.
Well, thank you very much, Ref. You're always one that we can count on as far as explaining and giving us clarity to some of these decisions when we are here and we are confused. And even the law sometimes brings a lot of confusion.
Yeah. In the event the referee had taken a penalty, wouldn't having the right call?
No, or say it was the right call was the referee.
Yes, we seen it. But then in the event the referee had taken a penalty.
Yeah. It would have been a wrong call. Per the explanation he has given, it would have been a wrong call. Because he feels that Nuruddin's hand was supporting his body. So it was never, he said it categorically that it was never a penalty. So he was happy with the referee.
And we should also forget that whatever decision, being it from the two assistants or the match, the fourth official, the referee is the only one who can
he has the ultimate decision.
So for him to rescind the decision, it means that he realized that I was wrong with the first call, because a referee could have, the linesman could have, passed on his how do you call it, his opinion, and the referee would have said, I think that what I went with.
There was a similar situation when Hearts of Oak played against Dreams FC recently, when it was Kosa who went into that nasty challenge, and after the referee gave the red card, he still had to confer with the assistant. And I don't know if they were trying to rescind the decision, but it's becoming very rife in the league these days. Even after a decision has been taken, the referee confers, and it's a bit confusing, because you'd be asking if is he trying to just.
So which is best?
That's why, because it's because that's what I'm saying. Because if you want that game against Dreams FC, Hearts and Dreams FC, you saw that incident. After the red card, the referee still took a minute or two to confer with the assistant referee. So in that scenario, is he trying to, and after a decision has been given, does that mean conferring to just further accept or to buttress the point that the referee made earlier on, or just to debunk it? Because it's a bit.
You've had the opportunity of being in commentary position for some of these games, and I'm sure that there'll be moments where you say to yourself, the referee should have consulted the assistant in making a better decision. Especially for penalty calls.
The elements that goes into that is one. I think proximity is one. Because the referee would think, I was in a better position to have seen that, so let me confer with the assistant. So certain factors come into play whenever we are talking about the referee conferring with the linesman. But then in both cases, with today's instance, the referee just gave it within a split second. He felt it was a penalty. In Heart of Oak's game against Dreams FC, he just went straight to Kosa and flashed the red.
And then still went to consult.
Then still went
But
to.
you see,
So I feel maybe then they should confer before taking the final decision.
No. You see, Josiah, assistant referees are there to assist the referees. And I'm sure that a referee will go for that assistant when he feels that he wasn't too sure. Or maybe when the assistant referee is sure that the referee had made a mistake. So why don't I also assist? Because my position on the field is not just to raise flag, because you talk about proximity. There are areas on the pitch where the best decision should come from the linesman.
Solely their decision.
Yes, when the action is even closer to them. Or maybe an off-the-ball incident in which the referee did not see.
Because he might be running and has
So I don't have a problem. See, if the referee will consult the linesman most of the time and make the right decision in football matches, I'm okay with it.
You're okay with that?
Yes. It is better than not to consult at all and make an awful decision. And that is the title given to those people. They are assistant referees. They are there to assist. You understand? But there are some clear and obvious foul and decisions I feel that you don't even need consulting. And that is where maybe we'll start to question the referees. But I think that if a linesman is assisting the referee making the better decision for the good outcome of the game, we should encourage that.
We can go all day and talk about this decision, quote the laws as we want, but they force the experts to properly interpret to us, and that is what referee Alex Kotto has done. Let's go through the results again before we try and check out some of the studios. Here, Nations FC yesterday having a 1-0 victory over Great Olympics, with Bechem United drawing goalless with Asante Kotoko. Accra Lions also beating Bofokwa by a 1-0. And tomorrow, Heart of Oak will come up against BBN Gold Stars, and former Heart of Oak Kumasi Asante Kotoko player would be in the studio, that is Samuel Inkum, to actually do the analysis for that game. So, I mean, he has played Heart of Oak just last season, so he has better insight to what Heart of Oak will be coming up with against BBN Gold Stars, who are also motivated to come to Accra and pick all the 3 points. In Swataman will be taking on Bechem Chelsea. Karela United will take on Heart of Lions, with Adriana engaging Real Tamale United. Samatex against Mediema. That is a big game, Felix.
A big
because Mediema are having troubles in the league.
Of course, but before I go to that, referee Alex Kotto just sent me a message. He said the angle of view is better than proximity.
The angle of view
is better than proximity.
Quote of the year.
Quote of the year.
The angle of view is better than proximity.
Yeah, of course.
And
which is very true.
But also, maybe you can have a good angle, but in distance, clarity.
Proximity.
That is a very big game. That is a Western derby. It is the current Premier League, champions, and the team that is looking like dethroning the champion. It's the Western derby. I'm hoping that we have a very good game in Summer Test. You look at how good they are in Summer Boy. There's a game that they want to win and go back to the top of the league log. I'm just hoping that, this kind of games should be classified as Category A matches. It means that we need tight security at this game. There's an history between these two teams in the past. I'm not saying that they are violent. I don't think we've ever witnessed a violent situation in Summer Boy before, but it's a Category A game, and we need to classify it as much and provide the needed support. And I'm happy that we are getting into a game. For Mediema, their challenge in Africa has ended. They still have a chance in winning the league. They are not far of the top two teams in Nations and
I think they have a game in hand as well.
So it's going to be a huge game, and I'm sure Samatex will want to take the opportunity and make their home invincibility count. But I'm going for them as favorites in this particular game.
Okay, so those are the fixtures coming up. Tomorrow we will be back to bring you Heart of Oak against BBN Gold Stars. That game is at 6 p.m. It is at 6 p.m. So do take note of that one. Build up will start at 5 p.m. and the game kicks off at 6 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium. I told you that Dreams FC's game against Legon Cities has also been called off because the Dreams will be playing in the Confederation Cup. Tomorrow they will take on Stade Malien.
It's a big. They become the second Ghanaian club to win the Confederation Cup. And then we can get some coefficients points and climb up that CAF, interclub ladder. Who knows? Maybe we can start getting our 2 slots back for both the CAF Confederation Cup and the CAF Champions League. So I'm urging all the fans in Kumasi, you've supported Dreams up to this time. It is important for them to finish their job off in the second leg.
That game is at 4 p.m. and Max TV has something interesting for you concerning that one. Let's look at the table before we quickly bounce out of the studios. Nations FC are leading the pack with 43 points. Samatex play tomorrow, but they are second with 42 points. They have an opportunity of going back to the top should they win against Mediama. Adriana are third with 36 points. Accra Lions, currently they lie fourth with 36 points. No one seems to be talking about Accra Lions, but they are sneaking in the very least opportunity. Bechem United, after gaining 1 point today, are fifth with 34 points. Bechem Chelsea are also sit with 34 points. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they have 33 points. It's not all doom and gloom for Asante Kotoko as many people have made it look, but currently they are 7th. Mediama, they will be playing tomorrow and they also have 33 points and are 8th on the table. In Swataman are 9th, with 33 points.
Samatex for Assuming Kancha said Mediama near outstanding game.
Mediama near outstanding game. Okay, looking at the table, Mediama. Okay, they've cleared that outstanding game. They lost. They lost that game. Okay, Edmond Aka. Hey, senior. Senior, we wish you all the best going into that game. Was Samra boy. I see a best now. Many Felix we ever Samra boy.
How are off?
That's it. The second half of the table has Sahata Folk who are lying 10th. They will be playing tomorrow against Baby Gold Stars at the Accra Sports Stadium. They have 32 points. And Great Olympics lost yesterday. That has pushed them to 11th on the table with 31 points. Legon Cities are 12th with 31 points as well. Baby Gold Stars would need maximum points should they climb up the ladder. And tomorrow they have a tough task against the Phobians who are returning to the Accra Sports Stadium. Dreams FC are 14th. They have 28 points, but they have 2 games in hand there, so they might not worry about that. They will be playing tomorrow against Stade Malien in the second leg of the CAF Confederation Cup. They won the first leg 2-1. Tomorrow 4 p.m. at the Barbera Sports Stadium. If you are within Kumasi and its environs, go and support Dreams FC. For Karela, they lie precariously above the relegation zone on 15th with 27 points. And the last 3 teams on the Ghana Premier League table are Bofo Kwatano, who are 16th with 26 points. Heart of Lions are 17th with 22 points. Real Tamale United, Isrim Sejata, they are 18th with just 22 points. So that is how the table looks like. Tomorrow, it is Heart of Folk against Baby Gold Stars. Hey, so this is where we call it a wrap. Now, before I go, let me do this birthday wish. This one says, happy birthday to Jasmine Jesse from who stays at Kotobabi down from Godwin. That's a birthday wish we Afibiami. This particular person, Jasmine Jesse, is from Godwin who works at MCR here. Such a wonderful guy. Jasmine, happy birthday to you, and may the good Lord bless you and keep you safe. This is where we call it a wrap. Thanks to my senior colleague, Felix Romack, and of course, Josiah Okokwe for always being here and helping with the analysis. And thanks to referee Alex Korte, ref, Nyamin Shrao, said be a frewa, so now it is very important that we get experts to actually explain things for us. And referee Thomas Nunu also contributed behind the scenes. And you know, if we sending Yamaba explaining the rules to us. And no Orlando from Kigali, Ebedu, Ghana, and referee Thomas Nunu, that as a honor. Edwaka, we wish you all the best. It's on it, Mediama, Patrick Kotto, Mediama, also we wish you all the best. Moses Baka, we wish you all the best, and all those involved in the Ghana Premier League. And to you at home for always choosing Star Times, you are the best. Till we meet again, it's au revoir, bye bye.